Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price is coming into contact with this important support level. But according to this Bitcoin chart, we have still not confirmed the bottom for the correction, at least just yet. So I will be covering that alongside some other important Bitcoin charts later in the video. If any of that sounds good to you, feel free to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the daily time frame, and just quickly taking a look at the Fibonacci levels on the logarithmic settings. Right now we have the 78.6% Fibonacci level coming in at around 35,000 approximately, and for now, at least at the time of filming this video, Bitcoin is currently respecting that support level, which is obviously good to see in the shorter term. But just keep in mind that we still haven't seen a confirmed bottom for the correction so far, which I will be talking about in just a moment. But just before we get into that, it's important to recap on some of these important support levels. So as I just said, we've got the 35k level, which came into play the moment Bitcoin broke below the September low. But what would happen if we see a confirmed break below 35k? Well, in that case, I'll be looking towards the June and July lows, close to 30,000 US dollars. But one thing to keep in mind is that the daily RSI for Bitcoin is extremely oversold. In fact, just zooming out a little bit, this is still on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, but looking in the RSI, we are now at a lower level than we were back in the May crash. So the last time that we saw the Bitcoin daily RSI at these levels was all the way back in the March 2020 crash. And it's important to mention that just because we're seeing this daily RSI in oversold territories, that does not mean we're immune to bearish price action. But what it does tell us is some of the best buying opportunities for the longer term. Of course, that's not financial advice. That is just simply telling you what has happened over years worth of price action for Bitcoin. For example, just looking at the last couple times that this has happened for Bitcoin, back in March 2020, if you picked up some Bitcoin at those lows, obviously that was an amazing buying opportunity if you were holding for the longer term. And then looking at the crash that we experienced during the middle of last year, the Bitcoin daily RSI initially entered into oversold territories in around the second half of May. But even after seeing that bullish signal right there, we still experienced 1 to 2 months worth of bearish price action, because remember, this is telling us what is good for the longer term, not what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. And so there was a lot of people back in June and July basically saying that this was a false signal and that it doesn't even work. But clearly, for anyone that was holding for even just more than a couple months, that still worked out to be a great buying opportunity. So my personal Bitcoin strategy has not changed. I'm still simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and I'm holding that Bitcoin for the longer term. So I don't expect to see a massive recovery overnight, but that is perfectly fine for my Bitcoin strategy. And as I said over on my Twitter, one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is only focusing on the shorter term rather than focusing on the longer term. And unfortunately, most people find this out the hard way, because let's be honest here, the majority of people in the markets at the moment are only looking to make a short-term gain. But if you simply zoom out on the charts to look at years worth of price action, the big money is made on the big moves which happen over the longer term. But anyway, just giving you a quick update on this Bitcoin chart right here. This is the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, and we have still not seen a massive surge in volume, which means it's unlikely we're at the bottom for this correction, at least for now. For anyone that is new to the channel that has no idea about this chart right here, definitely make sure you're checking out my last Bitcoin update video that I posted yesterday on the channel, because in that video I went into more detail about this chart right here, which reveals signs on the chart of a major market bottom or a major market top. And also, before we can expect a bottom in the Bitcoin price, we need to flush out all of this leverage that is built up right now. In fact, over the past couple of weeks, I've basically been saying that we're only going to see any sort of reversal once we flush out this leverage in some sort of short squeeze or possibly a long squeeze. Either way, whether it's a long squeeze or a short squeeze or a combination of them both, as I mentioned yesterday on the channel, it is very likely that we will not begin a recovery until we flush out this leverage in some sort of liquidation event. And an event like that would cause a massive spike in the volume, which is also what we would need to see for a possible bottom in the Bitcoin price. But as of right now, at the time of filming this video, we have currently not seen that. Those are just some of the things that I'll be looking for moving forward. And I'll just quickly mention here on the 3-day charts for Bitcoin that we are still technically forming this bullish divergence between the Bitcoin price and the 3-day MACD indicator. As I said earlier in the video about the daily RSI, this right here does not prevent bearish price action in the shorter term. For now, it is simply just something to keep an eye on until we eventually see a bullish cross in the 3-day MACD, which at this point in time is still a while away. But eventually, when we do end up seeing a bullish cross here in the 3-day MACD, at that point, it would become more likely that this bullish divergence will eventually start paying off in the price action, similar to what we saw back in around July last year. But once again, I want to make it extra clear that right now we are only seeing this form and we haven't seen the bullish cross just just yet. So for now, we are clearly still in this downtrend that we've been in over the past couple months. And because of that, obviously the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is sitting in extreme fear for another day. And just giving you a quick update on this chart right here, which shows us what the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index was doing across all of these days, dating all the way back since 2018 to the current day price action. And this is not financial advice, but if you simply just take a look at the chart, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that the best buying opportunities over the last few years has been during the times that the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index was sitting in extreme fear, which is represented by these darker red dots just here. And then for anyone that was just looking for a short-term gain and wanted to get out of the market the moment they were in profits, clearly the best opportunities to take some profits out of the market are the time periods where the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is sitting in extreme greed, represented by these green dots just here. And just taking a quick look at the funding rates across all of these exchanges, and right now you can clearly see that the majority of these funding rates are deep into the negative territory. And for any beginners out there, anytime we're sitting in negative funding rates, that simply means that it is more expensive to maintain a short position, because if these funding rates are negative, that means that the short positions have to pay an extra fee to the long positions. And then if we see a lot of positive funding rates, that means the long positions have to pay an extra fee to the short positions. And so because of that, we only really see negative funding rates in the market after a lot of bearish price action, when the majority of traders in the market are wanting to short Bitcoin or short these other cryptos, for example. And also for anyone that is new to the channel, one of the biggest reasons why crypto is experiencing a lot of bearish price action is because the traditional markets are experiencing a lot of bearish price action, such as the NASDAQ 100 over here. Now this is zoomed all the way out, so this bearish price action doesn't really look that much, but when you're zooming into, let's just say, the daily time frame, then in that case you can start to see the bearish price action. And so because of the pullback in the NASDAQ 100, that has brought the 3-day RSI for the NASDAQ close to oversold territories. But I covered this chart in more detail in yesterday's Bitcoin update video, and obviously since yesterday the stock market has been closed, so nothing has changed since yesterday for the stock market. So once again, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure you're checking out yesterday's Bitcoin update video that is here on the channel. If you made it this far in the video, you might as well leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any of these updates that I post every single day. During these more bearish times in the market, there's definitely more negative comments that get thrown around. So for those of you that are leaving supportive comments, or even for those of you that are leaving constructive criticism, I honestly do appreciate that a lot, and I can't thank you enough. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.